Shama, Lama, Gamma, Panda, Ding Dong, and TT Guy, March 2021.
Hold on. The specific explanation I gave was, was bouncing a radio signal. After that, you were given 3 more specific explanations of methods that we can use to measure the distance to the sun.
So radar ranging the sun, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, wow, man.
You just stepped all in it, numpty. Just so we're clear, overall, this isn't and has nothing whatsoever to do with natural science. Now, I can pulverize your mindless, unsupported bounce parrot on any number of fronts. Photons traveling through a second law of thermodynamics violating fairy tale vacuum, free space path loss, wave propagation when they're not even waves. But allow me to run home to mama on this one and go outside the box. It was 14 years ago, one of my first presentations. I released it on 3 Christian forums and multiple physics forums. The feedback was profuse laughter, mocking, and ridicule. I said, okay, all right, I'll just wait. 3 months ago, Veritasium essentially streamed my exact presentation. Let's see what he has to say about your brain-dead wiki parrot radar ranging the sun vis-a-vis assuming the speed of light fiasco. Veritasium, if you would, my good sir.
The speed of light is exactly 299,792,458 meters per second. But hear me out. In this video, I will prove to you that light may never actually travel at this speed. And I can say that because no one has actually measured it.
Uh-oh! 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 You want to know what this rate actually is?
A convention. It's known as the Einstein synchronization convention.
It's also a textbook example of
petitio principii, the logical fallacy of begging the question. A particular argument which commits the fallacy of begging the question, a circular argument.
Because you're coming outside the framework of that man-made convention and making claims upon reality. From Albert Einstein, Relativity, the Special on General Theory, authorized translation by R.W. Lawson, 1961, pages 22 and 23. Regarding the speed of light, it would thus appear as though we were moving here in a logical circle. In the same reference regarding the one-way speed of light, Einstein concludes that light requires the same time to traverse the path A to M as for the path B to M is in reality neither a supposition nor a hypothesis about the physical nature of light, but a stipulation which I can make of my own free will in order to arrive at a definition of simultaneity. Ergo, the speed of light, that is the average two-way speed, is merely a convention that we've agreed upon. Therefore, your feeble, fumbling, bumbling, birds-humping radar sunbounce, implying that you can calculate a distance to the sun, is heretofore crushed into the incoherent oblivion. Let's wrap this on up.
Our inability to measure the one-way speed of light.
What you talking about, Willis?
That's what I'm talking about. All your pseudoscientists have is the average two-way speed. But they make like and tell all their parishioners that they know the absolute value of C. They will never, ever validate the one-way speed of light. It's impossible to know. Forever illusory. Which not only reconfirms astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology, belly laugher pseudosciences, which are based on logical fallacy, but deals a death blow.
Fatality.
To your mindlessly parroted, bumbling, birds humping, radar sunbounce. How you like them apples? You nose fruit schnoz particle chef? Even if you did know the one-way speed of light, which you or anyone else never will, you must know the precise makeup of the medium between Earth and the Sun. It's most certainly not a second law of thermodynamics violating fairy tale vacuum, that's for sure. Time to release my wolf pups. It's feast time. You ready for the ringer, numpties? And no, it's not the whites. In fact, it's the black. It is. The ringer, a.k.a. the black, a.k.a. my little fret. So radar uses light to reflect off of objects, yes? In this case, the sun, correct? Well, the sun is a black body.
Uh-oh!
A black body's reflectivity is much like the collective Baltard IQ. 0. So, can you tell us how in the flying Fukuyama can you reflect light off a black body when black bodies don't reflect light? Por favor. Can you riddle us that, crayon munchers? You bumbling, boneheaded Dunning-Kruger bozos take, then run with any and all claims given to you by your pseudoscience priests at Wiki and Discovery Channel without a whiff of due diligence or scrutiny. Why? I know why. Because you're fanatical religitard zealots that couldn't tell your ass from a pipe wrench. That's why. This tear-jerking belly laugher has no less than 4 paradoxes. 4! I'd bet the farm if your wiki priest told you you were facultative anaerobe woodpeckers, all we'd hear is everywhere we went. Listen up, you woodpecking window lickers. From one of the most prestigious universities in the entire world, Brown University, brown.edu. The sun is a black body.
Oh, yeah.
From the American Chemical Society, energy from the sun. Although much hotter on the inside, we can closely approximate the surface of the sun from which its emission occurs as a black body at a temperature of about 5,800 degrees Kelvin. From Science Direct, section 1.14.4.1, black body radiation. A black body is a body that absorbs all wavelengths of light. No light is reflected.
Uh-oh!
And therefore, at low temperature, it appears black. Emission from a black body is temperature dependent, and at high temperature, a black body will emit a spectrum of photon energies that span the visible range, and therefore it will appear white. The sun is an example of a high temperature black body. Section 2. Absorptivity. A black body's surface completely absorbs external irradiation.
Fatality.
Regardless of direction and wavelength distribution. Its surface absorptivity is always 1. So alpha wavelength equal alpha equal 1. The reflectivity of a black body is always 0. End of citation. And a belly laugher end to your feebly pathetic, mindlessly parroted dumpster fire of epic proportions.
Anyway, I've got the paper that was published in 1960 in the Science journal where they did the radar bounce off the sun. So you can read that and you can critique it. Tell us where that's wrong.
Say hello to my little friend!
We're busted.